Senator Mitt Romney of Utah, one of the biggest rhinos in the Senate, has announced he will be retiring next year. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. Today, it is time that we talk about the 2024 U.S. Senate election in the great state of Utah. Because everyone, it is official. We are saved from Mitt Romney. Because one of the biggest rhinos in the Senate has just announced he will not be running for re-election. And he will retire next year. Rip Bozo. This is a certified hood classic. I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever the terminology is. This is a great day as one of the most egregious senators in the United States Senate on the GOP side is finally going away. And without that competitive of primary, I was hoping for it, but we'll get to that in a second. But before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Let me be 100% clear. This is still going to be a fairly brutal primary. But it is a bit easier now that we don't have to deal with Romney. It's just a matter of who is the best option. Who is the most conservative pick we can get? And we'll get to the primary stuff in a second, but we got to celebrate this moment as Mitt Romney, who was the governor of Massachusetts, grifted and carpetbagged over to Utah, and then became the senator because he's Mormon. Well, he retired. He's going to retire. We don't have to worry about him much longer. And I'll give Romney credit for this. Let's be real. He didn't want to run because he was going to get crushed, and I wanted to see that. I wanted to see him get beat badly, but sadly, he saw the writing on the wall, but he used an excuse that I'll give him credit for. At the end of another term, I'll be in my mid-80s. Frankly, it's time for a new generation of leaders. I agree. I'm glad that Romney, which I don't think he actually agrees with that statement, I think he just understands that it's over. It just, somebody else take the mantle, I guess. I'm 77. Do I really want to deal with this 6 more years? And then probably have to deal with Trump? I'll give him credit for saying that it's time for a new generation, because it really is. There's too many 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds. I'm not talking about like the Chuck Grassley types. I'm talking about like the Mitch McConnells, the Feinsteins, where they don't even know where they are. It's something we shouldn't laugh at, but it's sadly true. The announcement was in some ways a culmination of a long divergence between Mitt Romney, a wealthy governor and traditional conservative, and the GOP, which has shifted under his feet and embraced a coarser brand of partisanship in recent years. Bro, New York Times always with that spin. They're trying to make it sound like the GOP is like 99% like partisanship. It's like, no. In fact, it's the Democrats, because all the Democrats vote basically the same. This idea that's all the GOP that's like that. No. Democrats are the ones that, they are the ones that vote 100% with Biden. Like, not just 2 people. Not just a couple like Republicans had. Virtually the entire delegation in both the House and the Senate. Even people like Joe Manchin, they vote in line with Biden basically 100% of the time. There's no question that the Republican Party today is in the shadow of Donald Trump, Mr. Romney said on Wednesday, knowing that the quote-unquote far right of the GOP is less concerned with policy and more focused on resentment and settling scores and revisiting the 2020 election. Less concerned about policy, eh? But you're the ones that keep talking about 2020. Talk about January 6th. I mean, yeah, the resentment stuff is a real thing. It's like, good. It's about frickin' time somebody says no. You're not putting people in gulags because they support Trump. And we're at a rally in January 6th, which again, I don't think was a good day. And I think the people that did commit violence, yeah, they should be thrown in jail. But the average grandma that was there, it's like, why is she in a gulag? And these people say, well, they keep focusing on 2020, but it's like the America First MAGA part of the GOP, mostly if you not include the grifters, they're the ones focused on actual policy. They're the ones focusing on, we gotta fix this freaking border, not just, put it to some committee and vote on it 10 years down the line. Like, no, we need solutions now. And I love how they say it's revisiting 2020. It's these same people revisit January 6th all the time. Elected to the Senate in 2018, Romney has struggled to find his place within a party that has veered sharply to the right. I always love this idea that the Republican Party veered sharply to the right. On what issue? 20 years ago, the vast majority of Republicans, they supported sodomy laws. Now it's like the vast majority support gay marriage. I wouldn't say a majority, but I would say a plurality probably. So it's like, what policy? Abortion? No. You got a lot of like pro-choice Republicans now. And then the Second Amendment's like the only thing, but it's like, wow, you just read the Constitution. So I'm just getting real sick of these people in these articles that say, the GOP has veered sharply to the right. On what issue? There's no serious issue that I would say they veered far to the right. No. Democrats just moved far to the left on social issues. That's what happened. And in a capital where a majority of Republicans remain loyal to Mr. Trump, also the majority of the party, not just within the capital, at least publicly. Yeah, I'm glad the New York Times mentions that because some of these people, they don't support Trump, but they pretend to. So I'll give him the credit for that. His decision to step down, which he has been weighing for months, came just weeks before the release of a biography of him, Romney: A Reckoning, in which Mr. Romney reveals that many of his Republican colleagues privately ridicule and disdain Mr. Trump. It's not a surprise. At one point, Mr. Romney recounts how Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, the minority leader, called him lucky, saying that he was able to say the things that we all think. Again, I hate Romney. He sucks, but I'll give him credit for having he's either really dumb or at least he has balls of steel for attacking Trump and being honest that he doesn't like him. I think he's more of an idiot, but at least he's honest. I wouldn't disagree that Mitch McConnell probably thinks the exact same thing. But overall, Mitt Romney is gone. That's all that matters. There's a lot of hoopla about, well, Mitt Romney was the conservative champion for nothing. But what about the Senate race? Because now that Mitt Romney isn't running, which, thank God, we don't got to worry about him, well, what now? Like, Mitt Romney, in my opinion, was possibly going to lose, but now that he's out, there's a lot of candidates that may enter that originally weren't planning, even considering running. Because right now we have Trent Staggs and Brad Wilson. I know Brad Wilson is technically not in it. He's running. He's got a lot of endorsements. He's got a lot of money behind him. He's going to run. Trent Staggs, in my opinion, is solid. Brad Wilson is also a fairly solid Speaker of the Utah House. And I think that he would be a far better senator than Mitt Romney. And I know he has some establishment ties, but overall he has a better record than Mitt Romney. But there are definitely a lot of candidates that it's going to be complete and total chaos. Because, well, you got John Curtis. A garbage congressman that, let's not go down that route. I really don't want to deal with John Curtis in the Senate. Bad enough in the House already. Can't imagine that in the Senate. He would be better than Romney, but that's not saying much. Jason Chavez, I think he's definitely an oddball choice. I don't know why he's considering it. He was a decent congressman, but it does seem a bit out there for him to be in it, but I wouldn't be against it. He is a solid option. I'm surprised that despite this being Utah, we don't got a bad bench. The problem is, every time we have a primary, it's usually some garbage like Becky Edwards, who may run also, but I don't see any shot in hell that she wins, because, well, her best opportunity of winning was this year, and she got crushed at the end of the day. So, can she win a Senate race? I don't think so. And there is, however, one more unique option. Tim Ballard. And I believe I'm saying that correctly. Now, you may not know who the hell this guy is. And originally, I didn't either. But most of you have watched the movie Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom was inspired by this guy because he is the head of an anti-sex trafficking organization. And the movie was inspired by him because, well, he's helping deal with the garbage that's happening with sex trafficking. Well, he just moved to Utah, and everything I've seen, he's fairly conservative. He's a guy that I would want somebody like him, possibly in the Senate, to bring up the issue of sex trafficking, issues that are big problems that nobody's really talking about. I would support somebody like Ballard if he does, in fact, have a good issues page. But overall, I'm stunned. Our bench here isn't absolutely garbage. You got Trent Staggs, Wilson, Chavez, Ballard. A lot of solid options. There are a couple bad ones, but this is Utah we're dealing with, so I would much rather take Brad Wilson than most of these people. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.